Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be talking about the Battle of the Arctic, or you can say the battle for the Arctic has begun, and a new study has come up by the Nature Journal, and it talks about that the first, or you can say the beginning of the ice-free Arctic has taken place, and the first ice-free Arctic day could be observed by the year 2027 or by the year 2030. And this has sent ripple effects to the environmentalists throughout the world, because this can be the starting point for some of the biggest climate change effects or the consequences or the repercussions that we will go through in the future. So let us first of all look at the points of discussion. First we will be looking at the news, then what the study talks about, what are the consequences of it, and what are the reasons for it, and in the end prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is environment and ecology. And then the majorly before starting with the news, that is the first ice-free day in the Arctic could come by 2030. New study, what does it matter or why does it matter? So the first ice-free day Arctic and the year 2030. These are the main points in this. So as we start, Drishti IAS Mukherjee Nagar classes has now shifted to Noida, and the first offline English medium IAS GS foundation course is beginning from 12th of December, and the timing is 6 p.m. So if you want to know the exact address of the new center, then that is C171/2 Block A, Sector 15, Noida, and the nearest metro station is Noida Sector 15, and the link is provided in the description box with regard to the exact location. So you can click on the link and see it. And also if you have any query, give us a call at 9311 406 440. Now let's begin. So the study in the general Nature Communications. So there is a journal by the name Nature Communication, very famous environmental journal. It has talked about that the Arctic Ocean may see its first ice-free day. Ice-free day. So if this is the world map, then this is Arctic and this is Antarctic. So Arctic Circle is above the region of 66.5 degrees, and this is the reason. I think you very clearly remember terms like polar bear, or polar bear are something which everyone relates to, or the huge and the vast sheets of ice or the glaciers that we go through, and where we are not able to see the water, there is all ice that we see. So these are the glimpse of Arctic whenever we hear this word Arctic, which comes to our mind. But the study talks about that very soon, in the coming few years, these scenes might vanish. We might not relate the term Arctic with these scenes which comes to our mind. And the reason is, the primary reason is climate change. So let us look at it. So the Arctic may see its first ice-free day by the year 2030, and when its waters have less than 1 million square kilometers of ice by the year 2030. 1 million square kilometers of ice. Then, and it is happening sooner than previously expected. So what was expected? Now Arctic becoming ice-free is becoming inevitable, but the point that as of now is rising, that how much delay can it be caused, or how much delay can be done, but it is happening sooner than expected. Now what does the study talks about? So the study talks about that the Arctic sea ice has been shrinking for decades. When we say decade means 10 years, and in the last 40 years, it means 4 decades, the sea ice extent has been decreasing by 12.6% each decade. It means every single decade, 12.6% of sea ice is decreasing. So 12.6% of sea ice is decreasing every decade. A pace of decline that is unmatched by any point in at least the last 1500 years. So in the last 1500 years, this is the fastest that the decline in the ice sheet has been observed. And the first ice-free day in the Arctic would be witnessed within 7 to 20 years even if humans drastically decrease their greenhouse gases emissions. Now greenhouse gases are gases which causes harm to the ultraviolet rays, and also they get concentrated through the greenhouse effects, and then they make the temperature rise, or you can say that they make the temperature of that particular area to increase. Then examples can be the chlorofluorocarbons, carbon dioxide. So these are few of the examples. Then if different simulations get fixed, the ice-free day could come by the year 2027. So what can happen is that the delay in coming of the ice-free day in Arctic can be delayed from 2027 to 2030 to 2040, but it has now become inevitable. Sooner or later it will happen. Sooner or later the ice-free day in Arctic will come. So now problem is that if there are different conditions, that if this happens, the ice-free day will come after so many years. If that condition happens, then the ice-free day will come after 10 years or 20 years. But now the problem is that it will definitely come. So how can it be delayed? Now this is what the question has become, instead of that why is it happening. Then uncertainty over when exactly the first ice-free day will occur, and consensus among scientists has talked about that it will definitely take place at some point or the other. Now if we will look at the chart, it talks about that the Arctic sea ice is now shrinking at a rate of 12.2% or 12.6% per decade. Now this is in million kilometer, and this is year, and this is decade wise. This is 1980, 1990, 2000, 2010 and 2020. So very clearly we are able to see a fall. So see, there is a complete fall in this, and during the time of 2000 to 2010, this decade, from 2000 to 2010, we can very clearly see a drastic decline. It means that this was the period under which very high or very fast or very rapid decline of ice sheet has taken place. So this is how it is declining. It means that the ice sea is declining very fast, around 12.6% per decade, or you can say in the range of 12.2 to 12.6% per decade. Now what will be the consequences if the Arctic, which is full of ice sheet, which is full of glaciers, which is full of ice, if the ice will melt, then what can be the repercussions and consequences of it? So it will fasten climate change, because what happens is, so there is a concept called albedo effect, and albedo effect talks about that how much sunlight a surface reflects. So the sunlight which comes, now imagine this is sun and this is the Arctic ice sheet, and this is the Arctic ice sheet. So what the sunlight which comes is also reflected by the surface. So the amount of sunlight, or how much sunlight a surface reflects, so the amount of sunlight which a surface reflects is known as albedo, and ice sheet becomes very, very important because they reflect a large amount of sunlight back to the atmosphere. So this is one of the aspects. If the ice sheet will melt, then the albedo effect will not take place, and this will help in increasing the overall Earth's temperature, and the climate change process will get fast. So the sea ice keeps temperature down in the polar regions as its bright white surface reflects more sunlight back to space than liquid water. And if the ice sheet will vanish, then the Arctic will become even warmer, because the albedo will not take place and the sunlight will not be reflected back to the space. Then rise of sea levels will also take place if the ice sheet and the glaciers will melt. So in the past 10 years, global sea level has been rising 1.5 times faster compared to the 1990s. So compared to the 1990s, 1.5 times faster sea level is rising and this is becoming very, very dangerous for the island nations, and also with regard to the nations which are not situated at a higher space in the oceans. Then currently the mean sea level is rising at a rate of 3.6 mm annually. So annually the rise is 3.6 mm. Then if we talk about the Greenland ice sheet, and the Greenland ice sheet is located between Atlantic and the Arctic Ocean, where it entirely melts away, then the global sea level could rise 6 meters. So if the Greenland ice sheet will melt away, then the global sea level will rise by 6 meters. Now 6 meters are very high. Now 6 meters, if the sea level will rise, then it will cause a major existential crisis for the island nations. Island nations like which are situated in the Pacific Ocean. Island nations like Indonesia. And these will be at a very high risk. For example, Maldives. Then loss of ice and melting permafrost spells trouble for the species which stay there, like for example polar bear, walruses, Arctic foxes, snowy owls. Then all these species will also have existential crisis, because over the years, so many decades and centuries, these species had been living in a situation where they are living at a particular temperature, and their body has adapted to that temperature. Now if the ice sheet will not be present in the Arctic, then the existential crisis for these species will also happen. Now if we talk about the reasons for melting ice in Arctic, so few of the reasons are greenhouse gases, climate change, global warming, fossil fuels emissions, chlorofluorocarbons. So these are the major reasons. There can be many minor reasons also, but the primary reasons are, or you can say as of now, the primary reason is the climate change. And climate change is something which is increasing the global temperature, and the increase of the global temperature needs to be kept around 1.5 degrees Celsius, but now it is rising way higher, and at any cost it needs to be below 2 degrees Celsius. So these are few of the reasons for melting ice in Arctic. And in the end, prelims MCQ, and it is a PYQ of the year 2019. Which of the following statements is or are correct about the deposits of methane hydrate? Methane hydrate, and there are 3 statements. First, global warming might trigger the release of methane gas from these deposits. Second, large deposits of methane hydrate are found in Arctic tundra under the sea floor. Third, methane in atmosphere oxidizes to carbon dioxide after a decade or 2. You have to talk about the correct statements, and the codes given are 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3. So, like always, give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.